the Bartman. Everybody, if you can do the Bartman.
Hello, Cheapar here. Today we're doing the Bartman with the new release from Super7 for the Simpsons action figure line. Now, Super7, I have a deep place in my heart for that company. Having lived in San Diego, I used to live nearby their shop in terms of they kind of had like a showroom, little shop there that you could talk to the staff about their upcoming lines and their upcoming designs. And there seemed to be a great deal of excitement in that company back in the day when they started some years ago. But they've been through a lot of problematic times, and this is especially one of their bigger challenges for the company. So the main reason why I started picking up a number of these Simpsons figures with this Wave 1 that had Homer Simpson and this Wave 2 that has Bartman was due to the fact that these are the only Simpsons figures that have been released in a long time. So I was very much looking forward to completing the line of the mainline family. However, unfortunately, as of January 2024, Super7 has lost the Disney and Fox licenses. That's really unfortunate. That's a big hit to the company, and it's really due to their own fault, especially with regards to The Simpsons. Super7 had this business decision that they were not going to release the main family in the first couple of waves, and they also released whatever they did as variants as opposed to just your basic Homer, Bart, Lisa, Marge, and Maggie. I had a brain fart there for a second. Don't. So unfortunately, nobody really wants to buy these variants and have the family split up in 5 separate waves to get any of the family members. So unfortunately, the Simpsons has been canceled as a line, and effective this year, Super7 is just completing off the existing Wave 1, 2, 3, and 4 waves, and then shutting down production on those lines. Jakks Pacific has now taken on the line for The Simpsons, which is really good news, making affordable figures in comparison to what Super7 provides. And that is anticipated to hit at Q4 of this year, 2024. So very much looking forward to that. Unfortunately, if you've got a Simpsons line or a Disney line that has very expensive figures, this Bart Simpson figure, this Bartman figure, it's $54.99 MSRP. It's just not going to do well, especially if you just got variants as you're starting out as opposed to the basic figure. So that was part of the downfall. Breaking up the family into separate waves, the cost associated with it, and the long production times is another factor. I pre-ordered this over a year ago. I believe December of 2022 is when I pre-ordered this. But anyway, let's take a look at the figure in terms of the box itself. You've got that classic clouds on the front. It's in this kind of slipcase premium design to the box. You've got the figure name of Bartman, Super7 logo. Is there anything on the top? And I'm sorry, the bottom, you've got the 20th Century Fox. You can see that right there. And then take a look at the figure in terms of swirling it around. There you have the image of the Bartman. And Bartman, if memory serves me, he appeared in season 2 of The Simpsons, probably all the way back in 1991. And you also had that music video that was pretty awesome in terms of being a very catchy song back in the day. So we're going to take this out of the box and see what is inside. So we're going to get this open in just a minute. I just wanted to show you the figure and its protective clamshell on the front there. Just going to show you the figure with all the accessories before I disperse it out. You've got these 3 different head sculpts, one with Bart in more of a worried look, one with Bart of more of a bored look, and one with Bart just in a regular, very happy expression. It looks like he's got a cloth cape, and from what I see here is that there's got wire framing in the cape, so you can pose the cape itself. He's got a skateboard. He's got plenty of different interchangeable hands. It looks like he comes with Santa's little helper right there with a comic in his mouth. It looks like that Radioactive Man comic that he comes with as well from the cartoon episode gets broken to bits and falls into this bird nest. So that's pretty neat. And you've got a slingshot. So that appears to be all the different accessories he has here. I will say this is a lot lighter than the other figure I purchased. I do have an astronaut Homer Simpson, and probably based on his body type, that figure is a lot more heftier and heavier than this one. This one's pretty light. But again, these are high quality figures, and we're going to take a look at the Bartman. We're going to do the Bartman. Let's get to it. Okay, so as he appeared in the episode 3 Men and a Comic Book, Season 2, Episode 21, original air date May 9th, 1991, there is Bartman in all his glory. And of course, a big thing about Bart is that he was a fan of Radioactive Man, and he interpreted himself as Radioactive Man's sidekick. You can play as Bartman a number of video games, and honestly, Simpsons has some of the best games ever made, even though there's few of them. So the Simpsons arcade game, one of the best beat 'em ups, best arcade games, one of the best video games of all time, in my opinion, just because it's so accessible and so simple. And I don't know where this fly came into my video, but must be attracted to Santa's Little Helper. In any case, get out of here, shoo fly, shoo. So in any case, going back to kind of the different video games in the Simpsons lore, you've also got Simpsons Hit and Run, one of the best Grand Theft Auto clones. It's just an awesome game that breathes life to Springfield. And you also have the Simpsons game that came out for PS3, Xbox 360, and a number of the other consoles, though the PS3 and Xbox 360 versions had a full hub world that was Springfield. And that hub world, even though it was kind of bland compared to Simpsons Hit and Run, it's still a great way to experience Springfield and just walking through and experiencing where everything's located and to be able to go into some of those buildings. So I highly enjoyed that game. In any case, let's go to the figure. So once again, this line is canceled due to lack of sales or poor sales, and that's Super7's fault. They could have just, as I said, used the basic characters, the basic family, and their initial waves. So as you can see here, he comes with a skateboard, and there's a peg on the skateboard, so you can use this as a stand. But he stands just fine himself without the skateboard, but he looks awesome on it. The cape has wire in it, so you can position it in different poses as if there's wind and he's going down the street. Pretty awesome, awesome figure. The detail, the amount of posability, if you can take a look at the forearm, he's got posability here, he's got posability in the hand, he's got posability in the knees, he can turn the leg there underneath the shorts, he's got plenty of posability in his feet, he's got cool details like the belt being a video game controller, just awesome all around. Head sculpt looks great. Just popping in terms of seeing the different bright colors of the character and the look of the character just fully displayed in 3D as if he popped off the screen. It almost looks like a doll version of the character. Very premium figure right here. Just looks great altogether, and I really love the touch of having a wire cape. Just awesome. And then the skateboard is Bart's skateboard, just as you see it in the cartoon as well. He comes with two separate head sculpts, as I showed you before. The one that is worried because his comic is being destroyed, the very limited edition Radioactive Man comic, and that one of being bored. It comes with plenty of different interchangeable hands. This one, of course, with the cash, so you can buy that comic book. It comes with a slingshot that'll fit in one of those hands. The slingshot, very detailed in of itself. And then you've got the bird nest where the comic was destroyed with the different pages. And as you can see, very detailed in and of itself. Just being able to see the different pages, different panels of the comic book within that detail. So very nice. Then you've got the Radioactive Man, that limited comic itself, looking awesome. Look at that. So really cool, guys. Then we go to Santa's Little Helper, who has posability in the legs, nothing in the tail, but he also can turn around his head, and he's holding the comic book also very detailed. We can see the panels. The comic is being destroyed and being crinkled because it's inside of Santa's Little Helper's mouth. He's got that very expressive look of anger. So cool figure. I'm glad that this is packaged with Bart. Here is the backdrop that it was inside the cardboard insert, and plenty of detail there if you want to keep it for display purposes of all the different characters in this drawing outline. And there, of course, is Bart right there. So as I said before, this line is unfortunately canceled. And Jakks Pacific will be taking over the line thereafter. Very unfortunate, but these are expensive toys at $54, $54.99 before shipping. It's an expensive hobby to pick up these figures, even though they look great. And as you'll see from Jakks Pacific planning, they're already planning to release a Bartman and a regular Bart, and then the family collections, and they're also having little play sets included in them and plushies. That's how you do it. That's how you approach this brand. What Super 7 did here was that these are expensive premium figures. There was the smaller kind of reaction figures that they did, but those are at about $17.99 a pop, and they're the Treehouse of Horror. Those are variants that nobody wants. You got to go with the simple family first, and you got to be able to experiment with different choices and just go all out with with different choices and affordable choices. Especially affordability is key for these figures. Just be able to have some of the play sets like the Simpsons family room to be able to play with these characters in. That's what they're meant for. But I'm going to show you for a method of comparison. Here is the Homer figure for kind of a comparison of size. So I would say if you take him off the skateboard, that's pretty equivalent to what you'd expect in terms of height difference in the cartoon as well. Him being able to just pick up Bart and choke him. Homer's a lot heftier of a figure. He's a lot heavier. And actually, I just scuffed the paint on his nose when I took that off. What a bummer. But there is the figures in their glory. It's very disappointing not to get the whole family in this collection. Of course, you're not going to have, in Wave 5, it was supposed to have Marge, and Maggie came as an accessory to Marge, and you also had Lisa as part of that Wave 5, but you're never going to see it because the line is canceled. So hopefully either of these are going to end up in the garage while I pick up the Jakks Pacific figures, or maybe there's going to be a place for it and they're going to look nice next to the Jakks Pacific figures. I do think there's going to be a size difference because these are pretty hefty to be able to have on your shelf. But I do like these figures. I do feel that I got my money's worth, but it wasn't for everybody. And clearly Super 7 dropped the ball here. So that's it for Simpson, Bart. And I hope you guys like this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, do the Bartman.